Hey everyone, welcome back to Papa's Workshop. If you're a woodworker or work with the CNC machines such as I do you have a 3D printer? Well, I'm saying that quite frankly, if you're doing the woodworking, you need to have a 3D printer. It really makes life so much easier. There's so many different projects that you can make using the 3D printer. For an example, I just finished printing is this little rascal right here. Now this is going to be for the drills to be able to hold it. I'm going to make a cabinet, be able to put this in, and then the drills will just slide right in. It's so much easier at times to be able to just think about a project that you want to do. You can look up so many sources to be able to find the actual item that you need and then be able to print it. Now, over the last several years, I have printed just tons of different items that I'm using in my workshop every single day. And this is just the latest item, and I'm going to be building this project real soon, and you're going to see it here on the channel. The drill holder that I just showed you is this one. Now, I found this file on printables.com, and this is a very common site that I use quite often. What is really nice about these type of projects and looking at the printables.com, or another site that I commonly use is the thingiverse.com, is that these files are made by individuals and then they are posted and you're free to be able to download them. What I like to be able to do is when I get an idea, I'll search both of those sites, and there's other sites available too, and you find the project that you want, you can download it, and then you can print it. Once you have the file downloaded, all you need to be able to do is open it up in the software that is provided by your 3D printer. It'll go through a slicing operation, which basically says it's creating one layer at a time, and then you're able to send that file over to the printer and print it. Typically what I'll do on a project such as these drill holders is I set it up where I started printing, let it print all night long. I would come back in the morning and the file would be finished. Since I made 5 of these, all I needed to do was hit one button that said print again, and it would start to process over. So I printed one at night, one in the morning, and when I would come in the next morning, the file would be sitting there all finished and ready to be taken off and just cleaned up a little bit. If you want to start designing your own projects, you can do that. These are some knobs that I had designed, and I use these a lot in the shop. And I use the Tinkercad software to design these. And again, that's a free software that you can use to design all different types of projects. This particular knob I designed was to be able to hold a 5/16 inch bolt. The beautiful thing about this, if you're designing your own, you can design it any size to fit any size bolt that you have. And I just printed these runners that I'm going to use for a project, and this will run in the slots on the table saw. This is going to be a great experiment because so often when you make the runners on the table saw projects out of wood, they'll expand and contract and cause a problem. This material will not do that. It will not expand and contract, and it should work extremely well for my upcoming project. Another project that I found extremely useful are these dust covers that fit onto the X-carves. This really does help get rid of the dust around all those wheels. And recently, I printed this base for the dial indicator. The process that I go through was, in this case, I looked at Thingiverse and I searched through for all the different types of dial indicators. And there was actually quite a few to be able to choose from. But this one caught my attention, and this is the one that I chose to download. Before I downloaded it, you do have usually a variety of different pictures that you can look at so that you can see exactly what the file is going to look like on each and every component. Once you decide that this is what you actually want to be able to download, you can just click at the very top right hand side where it says download all the files. At this point, you can print it, and if you wish, you can actually give a tip to the designer themselves. Once this is downloaded, you're going to find the file in your computer, and you can see where it's a zip file right there on my download folder. The next step in this process is go over to the download folder and we're going to find that file. Click on it and there's a little tab right there that says extract all. We'll click on that and it'll extract all the different files that you just downloaded. And it does not take long to do that. So in a matter of just a few seconds, you have the file folder. From there, you can open that folder up and now you can actually see all the different files. Now I like to save my files and keep them organized on the thumb drive. So I've made a folder and I'll put those files into that folder so it'll be easy to find anytime that I want them. And I have a video on exactly how I save and store the files. But once that's done, then I open up the Cura software, and that's the software that I use for the 3D printer. Then I can bring each of those files into the Cura software. I can take a look at the different settings and see if I want to change anything. In this case, I do want to be able to put in the supports because there's some overhanging areas. I just scroll down to the support tab, use the little down arrow right here, open that up, and it's a box that you check. And then I just leave it as a normal and it'll catch all of the different support areas that need that. And then from there, I can scroll through and see if there's any other changes that I want to make. And for the most part, there's really nothing else that I want to be able to change. So I'll close that window. And now if you wish, you can take a look and see exactly what the project is going to look like. And if you're happy with everything, click on the button that says Slice. And that will take just a moment for the computer to be able to process this and get it ready for the printing. At this point, you can just say and see that it's going to take 6 hours and 30 minutes, and I'm going to save this to the file. Now again, the way I save my files is I put everything on the thumb drive in its own separate file folder. That way it's easy to find. From there, it's time to load this file into the 3D printer itself, and we're ready to begin printing. To show you just how easy it is, after I downloaded the file and brought it into the software with the 3D printer, all I did is load it into the computer, hit print, find a different file that I had loaded, and then confirm that that is the file that I want, and it will begin printing. Now at this point, it's hands-free. There's really nothing else that I need to do other than I can check on it and watch it create the project right before your very eyes. The nice thing about this is you can also use a variety of colors. Now I have black in the machine right now and I printed out the dial indicator in black, but if you wanted to have it as a different color, well, all you need to do is buy the appropriate color of the filament. Now how long is it going to take to print? This is going to take about 6 hours and 30 minutes to be able to print, and you can see right now that the print head and the base of the printer is actually heating up. I have numerous videos on my channel, including a playlist of all different types of the 3D print projects that I'm showing here. And they go into detail on exactly how I set it up. Again, this was just one of many designs that I could choose from when I was searching for a holder for the dial indicator. All the parts are right here. I can print at one time. So when this project is done, all it is a matter of taking them off of the 3D printer and putting it together. Now, I'm not sure how much it's going to cost to be able to buy one if you went to the store to buy a base for a dial indicator, but this costs virtually nothing. The filament that I use is the PLA type of filament, and you can buy that very inexpensive from multiple different sites. Prices range from anywhere from around $10 to roughly $20 per roll, and you can get multiple projects out of a single roll. Using the exact same process that I just described, I had downloaded this file, and this file included the drawers as well as the runners for the drawers to slide on. Another design that I really like is this little bit holder that is at an angle, and this is for our vertical storage, and these are the bits that I use probably the most often. If you don't like this, well, you can do the same thing and download a flat type of version to be able to store the different bits and be able to put them into a drawer. And this works extremely well to be able to sort out everything and have it at your fingertips so that you can find the different tools. Another great project is to be able to keep all of your sockets organized. Now I have these separated by metric as well as imperial, and I also have them by the 3/8 and the 1/4" drive. I also printed out the little tool holder that goes onto the 3D printer themselves, and this keeps all the different tools organized so that you don't lose them. Because if I throw these into a drawer, chances are they'll get lost and I'll never see them again. This way, printing out this little simple holder, everything is organized and it's exactly where I need it, and it's within easy reach. I've only barely touched on all the different possibilities on what you can do with the 3D printer in your woodworking shop. Hopefully this will give you a few ideas, and maybe you'll consider bringing in a 3D printer into your shop. It really has made my life a whole lot easier, and quite frankly, it's been a lot of fun to be able to print out these different projects. And it's nice to be able to incorporate the 3D printed item into the actual woodworking. So I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, by all means, give me a thumbs up, subscribe right down below, and leave me a comment. Tell me if you think that a 3D printer is worth it, and let me know if you have a 3D printer, what type of project that you're printing and being able to use in your shop. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next video. So for now, everyone, bye-bye. I'll see you real soon.